Boris Johnson continued to shake hands after his own scientific advisors warned it could spread the coronavirus. Even if Boris is now immune, he could get the virus on his hands from someone and pass it to the next person. These world leaders really suck at their job. And then he nearly died. Fucking genius over there. Wasn't this news a month ago? Doesn't everyone already know this? Business Insider on the ball as usual. Is there no new news today? ITT, headline hunters. This was before he got sick. He only returned to office this week. He's the kind of leader that if you actually follow his lead it might end up killing you. In 1990 English MP John Gummer was so confident that British beef didn't have mad cow disease and that it couldn't be passed to humans he fed a burger to his 4-year-old daughter. Of course it turns out British beef was riddled with BSE. Conservative MPs have a long history of putting their career before public, or in this case family, health. We know. We already know this. Why is this news? How is this news? He literally fucking bragged about it in real time on national TV. I was in Canada at the time and was shaking my head about it, for crying out loud. Yeah, and that was definitely out of line if I were a handshaky who got sick I'd sue. Well, he is representing the idiots who elected him. Could he get charged for this? This seems incredibly negligent. Prime wanker. We back on this again, huh? UK must be doing pretty well. This is deliberate. The same way in America, Republican politicians all over the country are getting pictures and video of them taken out in public without masks on, surrounded by people who are following the rules. They're trying to create the narrative that this isn't a big deal, get back to work. Yes, because he's a fucking dunce. Please people, remember that you can respect the position without respecting the incumbent. We have this career failure, like the rest of his office, just as the US has a career businessman. All hopeless, and none due any respect because they happen to be in power. What a knob, definition of stupidity. This isn't really new news though, is it? After that infamous and you'll be happy to know, I shook hands with everyone, from a hospital visit, which he prefaced seconds earlier with patients having corona there, LOL, he got diagnosed himself like a week or two later. This was all back in March though, I'd be shocked to hear he was still doing so now. Yeah, see, it's quite simple. Boris Johnson is slightly retarded. Somewhere between Forrest Gump and a box of cat litter. He should be charged with assault if anyone got sick because of his arrogance. When we gonna just contend with the fact that a certain portion of our population and leadership is perfectly accepting of anyone else's death so long as it doesn't personally affect them? The worst part is the shit will continue to happen and people will still be like, I can't believe he's done this to us. We've been letting the wealthy do whatever the fuck they want for a while now, legislation included. This shit is maddening. This is a waste of a post. We know this from nearly a month ago when he announced on TV that he would do so, and had done so at hospitals. Then he got sick. This is as close to common knowledge by now as news can get. This whole thing has proven, just because you're in the highest position of power doesn't mean you're fit for the job or even intelligent enough for it. Wouldn't want to be rude. They're shaking the Prime Minister's hand for Pete's sake. Bojo spreads Pozo Kovo. Mike Pence, hold my beer. So inconsiderate and selfish. Just because he might have some immunity, doesn't mean others are immune and that people might forget to wash hands and accidentally touch their face. People like him think they know better than anyone else because of how they feel. So he learned nothing then expressionless face. So, he's Pence. Wait. So an idiot refused advice from experts? No way. He's conservative, facts and reality don't apply. He thought he was Princess Diana at the AIDS clinic. Unfortunately she was doing it to show AIDS wasn't transmitted by casual contact. Morons. These idiots have infiltrated our government long ago, but this makes it obvious as to who has to go. He should resign over his handling of the crisis. He had 2 months to prepare before UK's first case. yet he was happy to do nothing and encouraged people to get infected as in his herd community strategy. He said coldly, "Yes, some of your loved ones will die. Is it karma that he got infected and had a taste of what it's like to be dying? I hope he learned from this and it will change his view that human life is just a number." So you blame China for intentionally releasing the virus when you intentionally spread it? I don't want to live on this planet anymore. Is there a video competition or something that I am not aware of? Boris looks like he combs his hair with dynamite. What a POS hairdo. Shake hands. Jazz hands, zany face. This dude's just an idiot. This summed up the government's early response to the virus: ignorant, dangerous, and utterly irresponsible. Johnson was basking in his Brexit triumph, writing his book and holidaying whilst this crisis unfolded. The man's a dangerous liability and needs to go. The man is a moron. He's the very definition of a super spreader. Idiot. The award LMAO. Stupid Tory cunt. Advisor warned him and he did not listen. I wonder how many other things he is warned against and dismissed the advice? In this case, he was warned and he still put his own people in harm's path and almost died himself. Isn't this old news? A couple of weeks ago, he publicly said so himself. Then got sick, went to the ICU, nearly died, and then recovered. Why were these people even reciprocating? Man, I love that we have shithead leaders like Winnie the Pooh, Boris Johnson, Trump, and Bolsonaro, or however his name is spelled, during the worst pandemic in 100 years. Who cares? This article is literally so old at this point, lol. Why is this news? It's been a meme for over a month. Yes. The leader of the UK is an utter twat. Deleted. Why the fuck are there so many goddamn morons in high offices around the world? This kinda shit isn't attributable to any specific region or country. India has Modi, UK has Johnson, US has Trump, Brazil has Bolsonaro. What the fuck? I wonder if he could come over and shake Trump's hand for us. Gee, another incompetent, sanctimonious government leader. What a prick. These are our world leaders, people. Jesus fucking Christ. Of course he did, because he's a blithering idiot. This was news nearly 2 months ago in the UK. Why is this only being posted now? Does this mean I can't shake hands if I've had the virus? Or is this only temporary? Talk by Chris Whitty released a few days ago. Direct quote: herd immunity should not be a policy aim. Looks like the herd immunity idea was peddled by the government, not advisors. Typical Oxford PPE graduate behavior. Has Johnson ever issued a mea culpa for his behavior prior to nearly dying of this thing? It's almost as if the man is a fucking idiot. How is this news? The moron said as much himself. Tory mindset: I'm okay, so everybody else must be. What a fucking gobshite. Will someone British please explain to me how Boris Johnson came to power without countering with the Orange Menace? It's okay. His buddy Mike Pence said that, in our line of work, we shake hands. Hopefully, the world will make these men and women whose actions or lack thereof have put people in danger pay the price for such reckless behavior, bruh. Who is going to believe you when you tell the police the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom with a virus? No one. It's the perfect crime. He wanted it to be his Princess Diana moment, it ended up being his Prince Andrew moment. Typhoid Mary approves this. This is a hard habit to break, admittedly. Leading by example. Leading by example. I wonder how many people followed his lead and continued to shake hands because they saw their Prime Minister do it? How many additional infections might this have caused? Have world leaders forgotten that their behaviors are influential and impactful? If anything, they're the ones who must lead the way. They can't be, well, I'm a special exception, otherwise it can severely dilute the effect public safety messages.